Alright folks, welcome back again. This is going to be another Aves tutorial. This one should be pretty short. I'm not going to talk for too long. The product that I'm going to be featuring today is Aves Safety Solvent, and I kind of talked about it a little bit on my last video. And basically this is a solvent that you can use. You can use it for smoothing or texturing or cleaning Aves products like epoxy or fix-it products from tools, brushes, and other surfaces. So what I'm going to use this for, and unfortunately my son was playing with this and he spilled more than half the bottle, but he left me just enough to do this tutorial. Is I'm going to use this. I use this paintbrush right here when I'm sculpting to, I dip it in water, and one of the tricks that you can do when you're sculpting with fix-it or other is dip it in water and you can kind of smooth out and soften hard edges. Like for instance when I was sculpting on the Softmaster here, I was using the back of my X-Acto blade to sculpt a lot of these things or other sculpting tools. When you do that, you get kind of a hard edge in there, and it doesn't really look natural. It doesn't look like fabric that is kind of rolling over on itself. So what you do is you take a paintbrush that's kind of stiff, and you dip it in water, and you can go in there and kind of soften all that stuff up. In the process of doing that, inevitably, little bits and chunks of Aves get in here and clog up your brush. And I don't know how well you can see this. I'm trying to show you on the screen there, but there are like little bits in here. It's kind of like matted hair or tangled parts of this brush that have a little bit of fix-it in there from when I was using it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this to kind of clean that up a little bit. So I'm going to get a cup, just an ordinary plastic cup here, and I'm going to take the safety solvent. Make sure this is nice and clean in here. Safety solvent, and I'm just going to put a little bit in this cup. Just a little bit, not too much. And I'm going to take the brush and kind of just work that around and use it to get those pieces out. And I can already feel the brush starting to become untangled. It's actually reshaping a little bit better. I can see the pieces of fix-it are loosening and coming out. So that's going to be awesome, because I was actually kind of worried that this brush would not be, I wouldn't be able to get it out, but then I remembered that I had this stuff, so I thought it a good chance to try it out. I can see little pieces of fix-it down into the solvent in the cup. I'm sorry I can't quite get that all on the video there, but it's a little tough. But yeah, it's working rather well. And other things, let me see if I can get my knife that I use. My knife that I use here, and actually I don't really mind so much if there's fix-it on here, but I can take this safety solvent here and rub, and I can get this stuff to come off. It's working pretty good. Works very well, actually. And of course I've used it in the past that I've talked about to get, for instance, when the black fix-it would get on my hands, I would use a little bit of that to get that out. And then of course make sure you wash your hands really well after handling this stuff. And obviously your paintbrush, rinse it out really good, wash it with a little bit of soap. I keep a bar of soap here just handy for cleaning my brushes, so I can get it wet and just rub and reshape, rinse, and good as new, good to go. And again, sorry if you can't see really how it's kind of hard to capture that on a video, but that's a way to get the fix-it out of your tools with the safety solvent. So anyhow, the last thing that I want to do is just take a minute to kind of go over my Softmaster, just to recap. So this figure, I featured it in my last Aves tutorial, and I kind of did a double thing with this one. I used the Fix-It Black, which you can still see here, to, I used it up here to bulk up his form, so now he's nice and stout. The Softmaster is supposed to be soft and stout, and you can see a little bit of the Fix-It Black coming there where I dremelled down the Fix-It. It was a little bit too thick there, which is fine. When this gets painted, you won't even see that edge. And now that I did that, you can see that I've gone back over with the Fix-It Sculpt, and I didn't have to use as much Fix-It Sculpt as I would have by using the Fix-It Black to add the details of his Ninja Gi, or what I think that's what it's called, over top of that. So that kind of saved me on my Fix-It by using the black. And you can, if you look in here, and I'll try to get in there, you can see a little bit of that edge where I used the black to. You can see that black line right in there, so you can see underneath there. And of course, when this figure gets painted, you're not going to see any of that. You're just going to see one surface. So that's going to do it for this video. I hope it helped you. Definitely, you guys need to go to